Hi VC, this is Aaron, Mitha Alamere, and today I'm responding to a thread going around by Recordman1979pace. He's got a great channel. If you haven't subbed to him, go check his channel out. He likes heavy metal, hard rock, a lot of great music, really cool guy. And I've been following his channel for a little bit now, and he has a thread going around to show 5 underrated records. And I got 5 here, but I'm going to show a couple bonus CDs and a cassette at the end, which I don't have on vinyl, which I think are very underrated and deserve to, which I would have shown if I had them on vinyl. So first off, I'm going to start with this one here. This is David Lee Roth, A Little Ain't Enough. This is actually my favorite David Lee Roth solo record. I love this album. Eat 'Em and Smile and Skyscraper get most of his love for his records, but this one here, it's got the title song, Shoot It, which is great. Tell the Truth, pretty good song. It's just 40 Below. Sensible Shoes, I love that song. Just it's great song. This is my favorite David Lee Roth album. It's really killer, really heavy, got a lot of groove, a lot of songs on it, and I don't hear this mentioned a lot when you talk about his best records, but it's definitely my favorite. And then probably Eat 'Em and Smile, but I like all his stuff. But that's my first one. Next up, I'm going to go with one of my favorite bands, my second favorite band. This is Kiss. And there's a lot of albums I could have shown from Kiss for being underrated, but this one here, you'd never hear anyone really talk about a lot. And it's not The Elder or Unmasked, which are underrated, which I love. But this one here is actually one of their 2 or 3 heaviest records they ever did. If you go back and listen to it, it's very heavy, very killer. This is Carnival of Souls, the Final Sessions. I love this record. I put this right up there with Creatures of the Night and Asylum as being their heaviest albums. It's just rockin' hard rock, gritty, almost grungy at times, but it's still Kiss. It's got Hate and Rain, Master and Slave and Jungle, and Seduction of the Innocent, In My Head, or Killer. I love this record. One of my best friends, this is actually his favorite Kiss record, and he's as big a Kiss fanatic as I am, if not bigger. And this is his favorite because it's so heavy, and it's really good. I really like it. Give it another chance. I know a lot of people back when the grunge was happening, and bands were leaning a little bit towards that way. They kind of wrote off the records. Listen to this one again. Really heavy, killer stuff. Okay, this one here is, this was actually a fairly popular record, but I'm going to explain why I put it on there. This is one of my favorite records from the 80s. This is Axe with Offering. And this record here, a lot of people like it, but this record should have been the equal of like Metal Health and Pyromania. It's the same era, and it should have been just as popular as those. It's in my opinion, just as good as those 2 records. Killer album. Of course, it's got the hit Rock and Roll Party in the Streets, which is really good. But then there's also like Silent Soldiers and Now or Never, and Still Another Fantasy, and just every song on this is really good. They even do a Montrose cover of I Got the Fire. This is killer. It's almost better than the Montrose version. Axe Offering, and it's a fairly popular album, but not really. I thought it should have been one of the hugest albums of the whole 80s. It should have been multi-platinum. That's why I consider it very underrated. And it's just a killer record all the way through. I love this record. Next up, I'm going to go with another one of my very favorite bands, and this is one of their later releases. And this is Anthrax, and this is the album We've Come For You All, the last studio album with John Bush. And this album, it's one of their very heaviest records they ever did. I've been saying that a lot of these. That's why I think they're underrated, and I love them so much because of the heaviness. But this album here has got everything. It's even got some more commercial stuff on it, like Safe House. And then they do Taking the Music Back with Roger Daltrey singing on the chorus, which is pretty cool. But songs like Black Dahlia is as heavy as Anthrax has ever been. And like Strap It On, Any Place But Here. I just listened to this the other day and I had chills all over my arms listening to this. It's so good. Great record. Very underrated. Not very well known in their discography. A lot of people don't like the John Bush era as well, but I really love this record. It's great. Killer record. I would have put Stomp 442, which is equally as good, but I don't have it on cassette, and I wanted to show records when I could. And here's another one. This one here really gets overlooked too much, I think. It's This is Alice Cooper, Raise Your Fist and Yell. My favorite Alice Cooper album is this one, along with Constrictor. And I love all his 70s stuff. I love his newer stuff. But this album here is so good, and I never really hear people talk about this one. And, you know, it's got Freedom was a single off it, you know, but Step on You, I love that song. Give the radio back, Lock Me Up, Not That Kind of Love. And then at the end, there's kind of a sort of, you know, it's really cool. It's got Time to Kill, Chop Chop Chop, Gale, and Roses on White Lace, which is kind of a concept second half of the record, which is really killer, and I just love this record. I think it's my favorite Alice Cooper record, and I never see it mentioned, hardly ever. A couple people talk about it a little bit. I think this is the most underrated album he ever did, easily. Constrictor and this are my two favorites, but this one was more underrated. Constrictor got a lot more airplay and everything because of he's back in the mind behind the mask. And then I'm going to throw a couple CDs in here just at the end because these are so good. And so I'm going to go with this. This is one of my grails. This on vinyl. This Motley Crue with John Corabi. This is a very killer, underrated record here. It's just killer heavy. They have a dual guitar because John Corabi plays on it, so it's a little different sounding, and his voice, of course, is different than Vince Neil. But once you get past the differences, it's just, you know, I love this record. Killer all the way through. Great. I wish I had it on vinyl. This here is by a band that's not as well known, but their first album a lot of people really like, but this is my favorite by this band. Circus of Power with Magic and Madness, their third release. It's just an amazing, it's kind of leaning towards grunge and heavy metal mix. It starts off with Swamp Devil, which is just, it's just got this groove that just is killer. And, you know, it's got, what's the song? It's good all the way through. I mean, this is a killer record. There's a song Heaven and Hell on here with Jerry Cantrell singing on the chorus, and it's really cool too. Alice in Chains mixed with Circus of Power. But this album just is amazing the whole way through. Great stuff. If you haven't heard Magic and Madness, if you like Circus of Power, listen to this one. This one here is one of the most hated records. It's my most liked. I love this band, Dangerous Toys, the artist formerly known as Dangerous Toys. And this had the same problem of coming out in that grunge, starting the grunge era. But this album is their heaviest record they ever did. It's, I mean, it blows me away. You know, stuff like Monster Man and New Anger is so killer. And, you know, like Cure the Sane, I love this record. I think people need to revisit this. The artist formerly known as Dangerous Toys. It gets a lot of hate, but I love this record. I think it's their heaviest. It's not their best. Their first debut is amazing. That's one of my favorite records ever. This is close behind, and then I love Pissed and Hellacious Acres, but this album here is my second favorite Dangerous Toys record. It is, it's heavier than you thought it was. Listen to it again. And I'm going to finish off with a cassette here, and this is maybe my biggest grail. This is Skid Row with Subhuman Race. Their third release. Amazing record. It's probably their heaviest. I mean, it's got like Breaking Down and Into Another, which were a little mellower. But the rest of this album is just in your face, you know, Eileen and Beat Yourself Blind, Enemy, My Enemy, and I love this record. Love it. It's probably tied with Slave of the Grind for me for my favorite, and their debut is amazing too. But this album here, killer stuff. So there you go. Everyone subscribe to his channel. He's got a great channel. Really cool guy. I hope this worked for you. And all right, thanks a lot. Rock on, everybody.